Yeah,
Then we can answer the question without reading.
I really don't remember it because it was the week last,
The,
the last
the week
week.
the week before, or uh, the the week before or the previous week. Okay, Tom the Pauper, Edward the Prince, Miles Hendon, the one who will help Edward, Lord Hertford. The setting, that means the place and time for the story. At the inn, at the Southwark Bridge, at Westminster Palace. In time 1547. The author, uh, Mark Twain. He was American anyway. You don't need. Luigi, you can read the vocabulary for chapter 4.
Okay. In, sir, stare at, eldest, sword, servant, enormous, sign, full, return, real, lay down, rest, surprise, fight, kneel, hurry, rise means get up, meal, plenty of, fall asleep.
Luigi, Lamar, the definition.
In a place to stay for travelers, a place where people can stay and eat meals. Servant helps to look after a big house and the people who live in it. A
Sword.
person who works for others. Sword, a long middle seapon weapon
Weapon. Weapon. Weapon.
weapon weapon with a long pointed blade and handle. Enormous, a very big in size or amount. Plenty, a large quantity that is enough or more than enough. Stare, to look at for a long time without moving your eyes.
Okay. Enormous. Enormous. Very huge. Very big. Enormous. Plenty means a lot of or many. Stare we use stare at to look a long time without moving your eyes. يعني يحملك أو يحدق فيه. The main points, Luigi, main points on chapter 4. Miles and Edward went to the inn.
Miles and Edward went to the inn where Miles had a room. Miles was the eldest son of a rich family, but he had a fight with his younger brother, so he went to France as a soldier. Hugo
Okay.
went to the inn and told Edward to go to Southwark Bridge to meet Miles there. At the palace, Tom was alone in an enormous bed in an enormous room. Now Tom was the King of England. At breakfast, Tom had to listen to Lord Hertford and some important gentlemen talking about things he didn't understand. Tom had to sign a lot of papers writing Edward instead of Tom. Tom felt sad because he wanted to see his sisters and mother and play with his friends.
Okay. Lamar, text of chapter 4. Miles and Edward.
Miles and Edward went to an inn where Miles had a room. Edward, who was very tired, lay down on the bed. It was not his, of course, but he was the king. Bring me my meal, he told Mills. Mills laughed. Yes, sir, rest here, and I will go down to the kitchen. A short time later, Miles returned with some food. Your meal is ready, sir, he said to Edward, sitting down at the table.
Wait, said Edward. I must sit down first. You can sit down when I tell you. Stared at Edward in surprise. All right, Edward said a few moments later. You may sit. During the meal, Miles told Edward about his life. He was the eldest son of a rich family, but he had a fight with his younger brother. Other Miles left the country and went to France as a soldier. France as a
And
soldier.
as a soldier. Now, Miles was surprised when Edward talked to him as a king, or he considered him his servant. He told him, "You can't sit until I tell you." Uh, he told him. Uh, uh, the other one also, Miles, treated him as a king also, although he is not a king at that moment. He said to Edward, uh, sitting down while he was sitting down at the table, "Wait," said Edward. "I must sit down first. You can sit down when I tell you." لما اقول لك انا ابقى اقعد. فهنا uh, he was kind to him, Miles, and treated him as a king also. Okay, Luigi.
After I left my brother, I took my home, Hendon Hall. He explained it will be difficult to get it back. I'm the king, Edward told him. I will speak to your brother and make him give you back your home, and I will give you more land because you helped me. Miles thanked the boy, but Edward was not finished. Give me your sword, he said, and I will make you Sir Miles Hendon. Edward took the sword, and Miles kneeled down before him. You are now one of the king's men, Edward told him. Edward was so tired that he soon fell asleep. The next morning, Miles went to buy him some new clothes, but when he returned, Edward was gone. Where is the boy? Miles asked a servant who worked at the inn. Another boy came here, the servant told him. His name was Hugo. He told the boy to go to the Southwark Bridge. He said a man called Miles Hendon is waiting there for him. But I'm Miles Hendon, he cried. I must hurry. That same morning, Tom woke up in Westminster Palace. He was alone in an enormous bed in an enormous room. He missed his sisters, Bets and Nan. He missed his mother, and now he was the King of England. A servant came into the room. Would you like to rise, Your Majesty? Tom stared at the servant. What do you mean? Do I want to get up? Some of the words used in the palace were new to Tom. Yes, he replied. Yes, I do. Very good, Your Majesty, said the servant. I will bring you your clothes. When the servant returned, two more servants were with him. Tom did, Tom did not understand why there were three servants to dress a king. At breakfast, one servant carried the food and then gave it to another servant who gave it to a third servant to put on the table. There were two more servants who did nothing except stand behind Tom's chair.
Okay, Lamar. After breakfast, Tom had to listen to Lord Hitford.
After breakfast, Tom had to listen to Lord Hitford and some important gentlemen talking about things he didn't understand. He also had to sign a lot of papers, writing Edward instead of Tom. That evening, there was another big meal at the palace, but Tom couldn't eat very much. He was still full. When he finally went to bed, he felt sad that the palace is beautiful and so many clothes. So are my clothes. And there is plenty of food to eat. But I want to see my sister and play with my friends. I want to go home. Where was Edward, the real king?
The question and their answer. Where did Miles and Edward go? They went in an inn where Miles had a room. Miles had a room in an inn or a hotel. So he spent his time with Miles at his room. How was Edward when they went to the inn? Edward was hungry and tired. Why did Miles leave his country? Because he had a fight with his younger brother, because Arthur, who took his property or took his uh, uh, ممتلكاته اللي هي property
Home.
أو his money أو home أو house. Okay, where did Miles go after leaving his country? He went to France as as a soldier. What did Arthur do after Miles left the country? Arthur took Miles home اللي هو Hendon Hall. What did Edward say he would do for Miles? Edward told him that he can or he would give him back his home. Uh, he will all he will or he would order Arthur to return his property. He would speak to Arthur and make him give uh, the home back to Miles, and he promised to give Miles land. Okay, Luigi, number seven.
What did Miles do the next morning in the end? Miles went to buy some new clothes for Edward, who told Edward to go to Southwark Bridge. A boy called Hugo. How many servants were there to dress the king's home? There were 3 servants to dress Tom. Why was Tom sad at the palace? Because he wanted to see his sister's mother and play with his friends.
Okay, Lamar, bring me my meal,
Bring me my meal. Edward.
Edward. Your meal is ready, sir.
Miles.
Mine. I'll bring you your clothes.
The servant at the palace.
To Tom, as Tom was the king at that time. Okay, the following questions, Luigi. Who took Henry Hall after Miles went to France?
His brother Arthur.
His brother Arthur. Who was Arthur?
Arthur was Miles' Hendon brother.
Who took his home or his property? Why do you think Edward will help Miles?
Can you read it again, please?
Why do you think Edward will help Miles?
Because he helped him.
Because Miles helped him or was of a great help to him. Because Miles took him to stay with him in his room in an inn. Because Miles also brought him food and treated him well. Luigi, Lamar, I must sit down first.
I must sit down first, Edward.
Edward to Miles, okay? Would you like to rise, Your Majesty?
The servant at the palace.
The servant at the palace to Tom, as Tom was the king at that time. It will be difficult to get back.
Miles.
He meant his property or his house. Okay, Luigi, what did Miles Hendon do while he was in France?
He was a soldier.
He worked as a soldier or he was a soldier. Who went to buy clothes for Edward?
Miles Hendon went to buy clothes for Edward.
How many servants were there behind Tom's chair?
There were 2 servants behind Tom's chair.
There were two servants or three.
No, two. Uh, back his shoulders were two, but the three was bringing the food.
The three were serving the food, but there were two behind them. Okay, Lamar. After I left my brother, after I left, my brother took my home.
Miles.
You are now one of the king's men,
The servant in the inn.
Edward. Edward told Miles, give me your sword, give me your sword, اللي هو السيف بتاعه، يعني عايز السورد. وبعد كده حط السيف على أكتافه، اللي هو عملية تنصيب يعني. فقال له you are now one of the king's men. Okay. Another boy came here.
Miles. No, the servant in the inn.
The servant to Miles, when Miles didn't find the boy or Edward, the servant told him that another boy came, whose name Hugo, and told him to meet Miles at the at the town. Okay, how did Hugo trick Edward into leaving the inn with them?
Told him that there is a man who is called Miles Hendon is waiting for him at well, something like I don't remember the name of the
The
bridge.
the bridge اللي هو كان ويستمنستر باين. Okay, okay, okay.
Southwark Bridge.
Southwark, Southwark Bridge. Okay, which question we are? Who
3B.
did Miles have a fight? Okay, three.
No, not that. Up. 3. Question number 3B.
Three. Three. Three B.
At the
Three.
top of the page.
Give me a word, Edward.
I didn't mean that. Like up. Answer the following questions. Yeah, that one.
What did Miles do when Edward took his sword?
He he lied before him.
He knelt.
Yeah.
He knelt before him. ركع قدام منه علشان يعمل له عملية التنصيب. Okay, Lamar, rest here and I will go down to the kitchen.
Miles.
Miles, what do you mean? Do I want to get up?
Tom.
Tom to the servants. Okay, give me your sword.
Edward.
Luigi, who did Miles have a fight with in the past?
Miles Hendon had a fight with his brother Arthur.
What did Miles tell Edward about during the meal?
He told him about his story.
Yes. What did Edward take from Miles to make him Sir Miles Hinder?
He took from him his sword.
He took his sword. Okay. Chapter 5. Lamar, run off.
Run off. Grab. Cleverly. Recognize. Horrible. Plan. Argue. Stokes. Release. Pain. Punish. Repair. Relief. realize, reason, prison, get out of, judge, rotten, letter, court, thief.
Reappear. Appear. Reappear. Okay. Luigi.
Study these definitions. Judge, someone who decides to send people to prison, has the power to decide things in courts. Stocks, where a wooden frame with holes in it for someone's hands and feet, a wooden device to put on prisoners' feet. Horrible, very bad or unpleasant. Grab, to take hold of someone or something suddenly. Rotten, not fresh, old and bad.
Yeah. Had a bad smell. Lamar, John Canty asked Edward to beg with Hugo.
John Canty asked Edward to beg with Hugo. Hugo lay on the ground, pretending to be very ill. Edward told the gentleman that Hugo is a thief, and he is the king. Hugo ran off when the gentleman reached out to help him.
Edward?
Edward continued along the road alone. Then Hugo repaired again. Hugo took the hen from the woman's basket and put it into Edward's arms. The people at the market were angry because they thought that Edward was a thief. When Miles appeared and put some money into the woman's basket, she realized Edward wasn't a thief. Miles and Edward rode all the way to Hendon Hall, where Miles had a fight with his brother there. Miles and Edward were taken away to prison. When Miles was re- released from the stocks, they went to London and there Edward wrote a letter to Lord Hertford.
Edward. Okay. Luigi, at Southwark Bridge.
At Southwark Bridge, John Canty told Edward he had to go with Hugo to beg for money. Pretend I'm your brother, Hugo told him. When people came along the road, stop them and tell them that I'm not very well. Tell them that we have no food, then they will give us some money. When a gentleman came along the road, he looked at Hugo lying on the ground. Hugo pretended to be very ill and in great pain, but Edward did and said nothing. We must find your brother a doctor, said the gentleman. He's not my brother, said Edward. He is a thief, and I'm the king. When the gentleman reached out to help Hugo, Hugo ran off. The gentleman left as well, and Edward continued along the road alone. As he reached a nearby town, however, Hugo reappeared. It was market day in the town. Hugo saw a woman with a basket in her arms. In the basket was a big brown hen. The woman wanted to sell the hen at the market, but Hugo took the hen, put it into Edward's arm, and then ran off again, shouting, "Thief, thief!" The people at the market were angry. They didn't like thieves. "Thief!" the woman shouted at Edward, trying to grab her hen. "What is going on?" said a voice that Edward knew. "Miles!" he cried in relief. Miles looked at the hen in Edward's arms. "You chose a nice fat hen," he said, and cleverly put some money into the woman's basket. When the woman found it, she realized Edward was not a thief after all. "How did you find me?" Edward asked Miles as they rode out of town on Miles' horse. A man on the road told me he saw two boys. One of the boys said he was the king, so I knew it was you. They rode all the way to Hendon Hall. Miles' brother was there, but he didn't recognize Miles. My brother died in the war in France, he said. No, he didn't. I'm your brother. Miles was angry, and this is my home. Miles and his brother began to fight. Servants ran into the room to help his brother, and Miles and Edward were taken away to prison. Prison was a horrible place. Edward felt worse than ever. How will we get out of here? He asked Miles.
Okay, Luigi, Lamar, give me time, said Miles.
Give me time, said Miles. I will think of a plan. The next day, Miles and Edward had to go before a
Judge.
judge. The judge did not believe Miles' story about his brother stealing his home. I will punish you both, the judge
Judge.
said. But the boy is young, argued Miles. He said that he Grog. Don't hurt him. The judge The judge listened to Miles and decided not to punish Edward, but he put Miles in the struck. People threw rotten eggs and fruits at him. Stop, Edward shouted, standing in front of the struck. He is a good man. Finally, when Miles was replaced from the strokes, they went to London. There, Edward wrote a letter to Lord Hertford.
Okay. Questions 1, 2, 3, 4, Luigi.
Okay. Questions and answers on chapter 5. 1. The questions and their answers. What did John Kenty tell Edward at Southwark Bridge? He told him he had to go with Hugo to beg for money. What did Hugo do when the gentleman reached out to help him? Hugo ran off. Who did Hugo see at the market day? He saw a woman with a basket in her arms. What was in the woman's basket? A big brown hen.
Okay. Uh, I hate stories like nonsense. It has nonsense, trivial information. I don't have information. I am talking about the basket, the woman, the hen. These things don't give us or didn't give us any information anyway. Number
Yeah,
five.
sorry, when I read it, I didn't understand from it anything. Like, why Twain write it? I don't feel it
Yeah,
is to understand it and to learn it.
they waste our time in asking. I can read it, okay, but when he ask, who can when he ask a question about the woman or the basket or the hen, uh, this trivial information or nonsense. Okay, what did Hugo do, Lamar, at the market? What did Hugo do at the market? He took the hen and put it in Edward's arms and ran off. Okay, Lamar.
What did Hugo do at the market? He took the hen and put it in Edward's arms and ran off. When
When?
did the woman realize it? Edward was not a thief. When Miles put some money into her basket.
Lamar?
How did Edward and Miles go out of the town? They rode out of the town on Miles' horse. How did Edward and Miles see in Hendon Hall Miles' brother? Why were Miles and Edward taken to person? Because Miles fought with his brother. Why did the judge decide to punish Edward and Miles? Because he didn't believe Miles' story about his brother stealing his home. What did people do with Miles when Miles was in the stroke? They threw rotten eggs and the fruit at him.
Okay, Lamar, quotation.
Pretended I'm your brother. Hugo, you must find your brother, a doctor. The gentleman. He's not a brother, Edward. He's a thief and I'm the king. Edward, you chose a nice fat hen. Miles, how did you find me? Edward, my brother died in the way in France. Arthur, and he
And this is my home.
and this is my home, Miles. How
Oh,
will we get out of here? Edward, give me time. I will think of a plan. Miles, I will punish you both, the judge. Stop, he is a good man. Edward,
yes, he was talking to people when they threw rotten eggs and fruit on Miles. He told them, "Stop. He's a good man." Okay, Lamar, Luigi, give
Mister,
me time. Yes.
can we take this exercise and start in chapter 6 because I want to practice on the story, to be homework when I finish studying.
Okay.
We can
Chapter
take,
six.
yeah.
Okay. Chapter six. Uh, Vocabulary, Lamar.
Crown, key, knee. As instructed, obey, pleased, allowed, mirror, bow.
Crown, as instructed. Obey. Placed. Knee. Allowed. Mirror. Bow. Okay. Uh,
Mister, does church?
bow. Sorry.
Obey means church.
Come again.
Obey means church.
Obey. Sorry. I read it. Up. Pay. Bay. Obey. Means tertius. I read it. Obey. Sorry. I read it.
Okay. I was just asking, does it have the same meaning of church or no?
Yes. Church. Mirror. Luigi. Mirror.
Mirror, a glass surface that reflects an image. Crowned. When a crown is put on a king's or queen's head in a special ceremony, make someone a king or queen.
Okay. Min points. One, two, three, four. Luigi. And the rest. Lamar.
At Westminster Palace, Tom was getting ready to be king. Edward and Miles wanted to meet Lord Hertford. Tom knelt down when he saw Edward and he was so pleased. Lord Hertford knew that Edward is the real king when Edward told him about the place of the Great Seal.
Okay. Lamar. At the end.
At the end, Edward was crowned king.
Crown.
Edward
Crown. King.
crowned,
Crown.
crowned king. Edward was a good king because he knew how poor people lived. Tom and Edward stay good friends.
Okay. The first paragraph. Lamar. At Westminster Palace.
At Westminster Palace, Tom was getting ready to be king. Lord Hertford and some other important gentlemen
Some
with him.
where was him?
They
Yeah.
were with him. They were about to leave the palace to go to Westminster Abbey, where Tom would be crowned king, when a letter arrived.
The letter arrived from Edward. Edward sent a letter. My Sandon is here, sir. Okay, Luigi.
And Tom kneeled down in front of him. Okay, until here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Miles Hendon is here, sir, said the servant as he gave the letter to her Lord Hertford. He says that you know him. Yes, I do, said Lord Hertford. He's a good man and a brave soldier. Is this letter from him? No, sir, it's from the boy. Tom wondered, could the boy be Edward? Bring the boy here, he demanded. Edward and Miles came into the palace. Edward walked through the door in his papa's clothes, and Tom kneeled down in front of him.
Okay. Edward and Miles came into the palace. Edward walked through the door in his pauper's clothes, and Tom uh, knelt. Knelt can be knelt, uh, one E, knelt. The past of kneel, knelt. Knelt down in front of him. Okay, Lamar.
Um, Your Majesty, he cried, I'm so pleased to see you. Lord Hitford could not believe his eyes. Why was the king on his knee in front of a pauper? Edward helped Tom to his feet. They looked at each other and smiled. Lord Hertford and Miles looked at them both. The same hair, same eyes, and same voice. Opened the letter. Edward told Lord Hertford, "There is a question in it that I can answer, but Tom here cannot. With my answer, you will know that I am really the new king of England." Lord Hertford did as instructed. "Where is the great seal?" he read aloud.
Yeah. Tom. Luigi. Tom, of course, could not answer. Tom could not answer where the great seal because he had it before leaving the palace. Okay. Luigi.
It is behind the mirror in my bedroom, said Edward. Lord Hertford sent a servant to find the seal, just as Edward said. It was behind the mirror in his bedroom, Your Majesty, Lord Hertford said, bowing to Edward, welcome home. Later that day, Edward was crowned king. He was a good king because he knew how poor people lived. He and Tom stayed friends, and many years later, Tom wrote the story of the prince and the pauper.
Okay. One, two, three, four, five. Lamar. Who were with Tom when he was getting ready to be king? Luigi.
Okay. Who were with Tom when he was getting ready to be king? Lord Hertford and some other important gentlemen. Where would Tom be crowned king? At Westminster Abbey. What happened in the palace before leaving to Westminster Abbey? The servant gave a letter to Lord Hertford and told him Miles was outside. What did Tom do when he saw Edward? Tom kneeled down in front of him. How were Tom and Edward similar? They had the same hair, same eyes, and same voices.
Okay, Lamar, how could Ulwa prove that he was the new king of England, the place of the great seal? Okay, Luigi,
Okay. How could Edward prove that he was the new king of England? He told Lord Hertford about the place of the Great Seal. Did Tom know the place of the Great Seal? Why, no, he didn't, because Tom was not the real king. Where was the Great Seal? It was behind the mirror in Edward's bedroom. Who brought the Great Seal from Edward's room? A servant.
okay, quotations. Lamar, are you there, Lamar?
Where was the great seal? It was behind the mirror, in Edward's bedroom. Who brought the great seal from Edward's room? A servant. He's a good man and a brave soldier. Lord Hertford. Miles Hinton is here, sir. The servant. Bring the boy here. Tom. It's behind the mirror in my bedroom. Edward. Welcome home, Lord Hertford.
Okay, question, Lamar.
Can we take it homework and start the lesson? Okay.
Okay, uh,
The lesson from like I think we finished the unit one.
Unit 1 is already finished, yes.
We'll start in unit two.
We start in Unit 2. Okay, Unit 8, is that right?
Yeah.
Getting around. Train station. Announcement. Announcement that mean a declaration or to announce officially to people that something specific or some specific matter or something. Delay. Passenger. Battery. Accident. Platform. Electric. Engine. Motor. Airplane. Bike. Motorbike. Bus. Cars. Scooter. Helicopter. Streetcar. The underground coach. Lamar. Luigi.
Cable covering. Train station. Announcement. Delay. Passenger. Battery. Accident. Platform. Electric. Engine. Motor.
Airplane. Bike. Motorbike.
Do I complete?
Yeah.
Okay. Types of transport: airplane, bike, motorbike, bus, cars, scooter, helicopter, streetcar, the underground, coach.
Okay. 1 to Luigi. 3 for Lamar. I can catch the train to Alexandria from
From platform 5.
platform 5. There are 50.
Passengers on the bus going to Vergara.
All right. Lamar, the scooter is faster than the normal one.
The dash scooter is faster than the normal one. Electric.
Wrong. The electric scooter is not faster in a way. I don't know why, but we will choose electric. At the airport, there was
There was dash about the flight to Dubai. There was a an
an announcement about إعلان فعلا okay, an announcement about the flight to Dubai. Popular with, popular with, but famous for, comfortable, dangerous, planet, invent, wheel, concert, excited about, article, expensive, power, movie theater, fact, opinion, trip, Lamar.
popular, comfortable, dangerous, planet, invent, wheel, concert, excited, article, expensive, powered, movie, theater, fact, opinion, trip.
Okay, Lamar, Luigi, incomplete.
Apartment block, neighbor, spoken, pop concert, sporting club, march, park, Spanish.
Okay, can be sports club. Also, we can use it as sports club or sporting club, but it's better to say sports club. Sporting is a gerund.
Okay.
Okay. Here had found ride road ridden stand stood leave left hat. Uh, we have كمان found sorry founded founded. What's the difference between found find?
Find is like is present, but found is past.
No, present.
What? Found?
Founded.
Okay.
Yeah, means
I
set
understood it.
up or step.
Yeah. Okay.
Set up or establish. يبني أو يؤسس. Set up or establish. Founded. But find means يجد شيء. Okay, Lamar, get around.
Get around to, from place to place. Platform, the place at the station where you get on or off a train. Any
Announcement.
announcement as a spoken message that tells you information. Delay, when there is a delay, the train is late. Passengers are the people who are traveling. Helicopter is a small flying type of transportation. It doesn't have wings.
It has a propeller. Give opinion. Make a lot of friends. Make friends. Make friends. Give opinion. Luigi, busy?
Busy, crowded or full, empty or free. Normal, usual or common, unusual. Expensive, costly, cheap or inexpensive. Noisy, loud, quiet or calm. Late, slow, early. Spoken, verbal, unwritten.
Prefix and suffix meant to give the noun uh, y to give the adjective, noisy, noise, we omit e and add y, noisy to give the adjective, or, ist to give the person or thing, do this verb. So from translate as a verb, when we add or, that means the person who translate or the thing that translate, device or something. Translator, مترجم كشخص أو شيء. Apple to give an adjective, apple or apple, possible, uh, responsible, comfortable, to give me the person who does the job, sing, يغني, singer, the person who sings, singer. Lamar, the antonym of the word busy is
The antonym of the word busy is empty.
yes. The suffix turns the verb sing into a noun.
Singer.
Singer or singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Number three, the word expensive has the same meaning as
Costly.
bravo. Number four, we add the suffix to get the adjective from noun comfort,
Comfortable. A B L.
comfortable. Okay. By, on, in, means of transport, means of transport, singular, singular, singular. Uh, the word means of transport. We can use it as a plural also. Okay. In small, small vehicles, like car, taxi, canal, or van. In and on are followed by a, an, the, my, plus the vehicle. Uh, in a taxi or on a bus. But on is used for big means of transport, in used for small means of transport. On for things we ride on its back, like camel, horse, bike. So on a bike, it's a small, it's really small, but we ride on its back. By can replace in and on means by. We use by, but we don't use articles here. By plus the means of transport directly without any uh, separations. So he goes to school by bicycle, by bike, or on a bike. Basim goes to work by car or in a car. He goes to school on foot. Rahma goes to Hurghada by plane or on a plane. Tourists went to Alexandria by boat or on a boat. So we can use on or by, but by without any separation between the in on we use articles in between the the preposition and the means of transport. Advertisement, when I advertise about something I want to sell, maybe service or maybe a product. This is advertisement. So we can see advertisement on TV about a biscuit, but anything is sold to people or are sold to people. Announcement is official announcement to some specific people or maybe to the whole country. So announcement officially the minister or the president can make an announcement, but the advertisement traders or traders or uh, producers producers can make an advertisement. Okay, the examples, Lucy. The company made my many advertisements in the newspaper.
The company made many advertisements in the newspaper to promote its products. The school headmaster made an announcement to warn students who break the school rules.
Since I was born, since is followed by a sentence in the past. So since here is a time conjunction. Time conjunction, if since is a time conjunction, is followed by past simple tense and preceded by present perfect. Present perfect formation is have or has plus past participle and followed by the past of the tense or the second conjugation of the verb. Since if a time conjunction, since can be used to give the meaning of because. In this case, we don't use this uh, rule. Really well. Really is an adverb. Will is an adverb. So really adverb can be followed by or adverb according to the adjective or adverb according to the sentence in a way. So far, we use so far at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. If we use it at the beginning of the sentence, we can use a comma after it, like any adverb. Like yesterday, when we begin with yesterday, we put a comma, or we can use yesterday at the end without comma, and sometimes we can use comma before it. So far, the sentence preceded or followed is present perfect, have or has plus past participle, plus past participle. Verb to have plus past participle before so far or uh, after it. On foot, good for, talk about, across the road, at the sports club, find out about, wait for somebody or for something, a short walk from. A short walk from that it's not far. That means it is not far. Yeah, my school is a short walk from my house or from my home. Help you understand. Help plus object plus infinitive, full infinitive. To understand is correct. Understand without to is correct. We can use help someone to do something or do something. Make the air dirty. Make can be followed by adjective. Make can be followed by the infinitive without any addition if it is followed by a verb. Okay, Luigi on foot.
On foot, good for, talk about, across the road, at the sports club, find out, wait for, easy to ride, speak or talk to, for the last 2 years, bad for the planet, get on, get off, get or travel around.
Okay, we will notice an important point here when he said four. Four is followed by a period of time, the whole amount of time, for 10 years, for 2 years, for the last 2 years, for the last 2 years, for the last 2 years, a period of time. We use the if we have last with for, but we can sense last year or last September or last. We cannot use a number before years here when we use since, because since what comes after since is a fixed time, a point of time, a point of time. That mean a point of time. That mean uh, the the beginning of time, not the whole time. So the beginning of time since 1990 for the whole amount of time, that mean from 1990 to 2025, 2025, that mean 35 years. So we can say for 35 years, or we can say since 1990. Okay?
Okay, Mister, can we stop until here because we have now another
Yeah,
course?
I finished those. Only these expressions.
Okay,
Four, we stopped at four. But for, we good for, no problem with them. Get on, get on a big transport. Get on the bus. Get on the train. Get on a ship, and so on. Get in a small. Get in a taxi. Get in a car. A small means of transport. Get off a big transport, means of transport. Get off the bus. But when we say get out, we want to out of the a taxi. Get out of. Get out of the taxi. Get out of the car. But get off the bus. Get off the train. Get off the metro, and so on. Okay. Get or travel around. Get around or travel around. Or maybe sometimes we use go around. Okay, we stopped here. We'll start with the skills next period, inshallah. See you.
see you, thank you, bye.
Bye. You're welcome.